be Agenda here. Today we're going to look into mission control, also known as spaces back in the days, and this is not a new thing for the Mac OS. It's been around for a while, so when it's first introduced as spaces, it was in 2007, and then it got slowly moved into mission control in 2011. Now, I'm going to show you how to get into mission control, and what it does is basically virtual desktops. So there are 4 known methods I know of that can get into mission control. And the first method is, if you've got a trackpad, you have 4 fingers and swipe up will get you to mission control. That's the easiest method to do that. Second method is the keyboard shortcut, which is control and the arrow key up will get you to mission control as well. Third method is there should be a physical button, or if you've got a touch bar, so you have to expand the touch bar, and the icon you're looking for is the one with the 3 rectangles in really weird forms, and that will get you to mission control as well. Fourth way of getting to mission control is assigning a mouse key to it or another key to it. I usually do a mouse, it's much easier. So just go to System Preferences, go to Mission Control, and here down near the bottom is Mission Control, and I've basically assigned my fourth button to it, and that allows me to do pretty much use it on a mouse. Nice and easy. Now, application windows, you might think about, is what it does is it just only shows you all the windows of that single lone application. So, for example, I've got Word, and I've got 3 Word documents here. So if I just go and show applications by hitting the Control down key, that only shows me all the Word windows. Pretty sweet, pretty neat. It's awesome to go use it for. So that's the other method. If you found another method to actually open up mission control, a 5th one, please sure comment below. I'd love to hear what that is as well. Since we're actually in mission control, I'm going to give you a quick top tip. So there's a little thing called hot corners. Now this is a very, very old Mac thing that we can do, and as you click on hot corners, what you can do is assign each hot corner here to do some sort of function itself. Now, what you can do is pretty much either tell it to lock a screen, you can put it to sleep, do mission control, show desktop, show the dashboard, notification center, things like that, or things like that. So sometimes I have a lot of people who actually do show desktop, and maybe on the right side, I'll just tell it to do mission control. So now I'll just go OK. So what I'm going to do, when I'll go to move my cursor to the very top left-hand corner, it's going to show desktop as I showed there, and if I move the cursor to the right, it will do mission control. So it's quite nice. This is just mouse movements itself. So I guess this is probably the 5th method there that I'm showing you how to actually get into mission control as well. I'm going to go into mission control and explain what all this works at. So up here on the top, you'll see there's desktop 1, desktop 2, desktop 3. Now you can have a maximum of 15 virtual desktops. You can just keep adding them up, but 15 is the max you can have. I don't suggest you have that much unless you really have a lot of applications open. So what it allows you to do is organize these windows into these virtual desktops, so you're not having a whole bunch of cluttered things like this, all one windows, one behind each other. What I'll do is just move it across, and that makes it easy, so I'm only working on one application. Now this allows you to concentrate on one application, so it's just better on productivity in that sort of sense. Or it's also easier to organize. So if I've got Word, it will make helps by clicking on the dock of the application, it will hop into that as well. Now, one really beauty thing about spaces in Mac OS is you can actually assign certain applications to always keep in this desktop. So if I go this desktop for Word and desktop 1, it will always open up in desktop 1. I think I'm better off using another one, so I'm going to do Safari. Yeah, I've got on desktop 3, so I'm going to shoot Safari and tell it to this desktop here, and I'm going to close Safari down. I'm going to go over to desktop 1. If I open up Safari now, it will automatically switch me to desktop 3. Sorry, desktop 2. I assigned it to desktop 2, didn't I? Anyway, but that will show you exactly what I mean by having to assign to a certain desktop, and it always opens up that desktop. So if I go a new window, it'll still open up in desktop 2. And if I go to desktop 3, it'll open a new window. it will still help me back to desktop 2 because it's stuck on desktop 2. You can leave it assigned to any desktop, but it's nicer for your organization of which application is which itself. So nice and easy. Now, one of the drawbacks is you can't really name these desktops. The only other way to actually just kind of give you a little bit of clue of it is pretty much by full screening an application. Then you go to Mission Control, then it'll tell you the application itself. So hopefully later on, Apple will be able to allow you to rename these desktops to something more useful that you would actually remember. Else, but at the moment, as a point in time, you just got to remember which application you have assigned to which desktop. Most of the times you won't have to, because if you click on the icon to open that window, it automatically goes to that if you assign that application to that desktop. So not really a biggie thing that kills it, but it makes things much easier to read. Another neat little thing you can do between all the desktops is assign a shortcut key for each particular desktop to move it very quickly to that desktop itself, and that's under System Preferences. And you go down to Keyboard, and then go to Shortcuts tab, and if you scroll on the right hand window, you will see how you got switch to desktop 1, switch to desktop 2, switch to desktop 3 if you enable them. And you can also change these keys as well, but at the moment it's basically Control 4 will get you to desktop 4. So if I do Control 4 right now, I'll get straight to desktop 4. If I go Control 3, I'll go to desktop 2, 3, and so on and so on. Awesome! So Mac do make it nice, really nice in terms of making things easier. And again, to switch between the virtual desktops is you can either use the Control arrow key, will switch you between the desktops. And if you've got a trackpad, again, 4-finger swipe left or 4-finger swipe right will get you between the desktop itself. If you're new about Mission Control, or this is a new thing to you and it's actually helped your workflow, put a comment below. I'd love to hear what your experience is with Mission Control. If you find this video informative, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. I do try to upload a video every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And just remember, guys, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll see you in the next video.